Joe, we will swear you in.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joseph J. Santiago,
I, Joseph J. Santiago,
who have been appointed to the position of police officer in the village of Shorewood,
who have been appointed to the position of police officer in the village of Shorewood,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
to enforce all of the laws of the United States,
to enforce all of the laws of the United States,
the state of Wisconsin,
the state of Wisconsin,
the ordinances of the village of Shorewood,
the ordinances of the village of Shorewood,
obey all the lawful orders of my superior officers,
obey all of the lawful orders of my superior officers,
and faithfully discharge the duties of my office to the best of my ability.
and faithfully discharge the duties of my office to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Don't worry, we're not firing you down. And then Ollie's family wasn't able to come because of the weather, but Joe's family is here. And so before you introduce yourself, we're going to have your mom pin on the badge. So come on out. EMS is just right next door in case of He's got a vest on, it'll be good. You can come up and take pictures of him for sure. Oh, yeah.
New officer. Nice. Did I miss it? Damn.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. I guess we'll stick around for a Drive safe, you guys.
Next item on the agenda, which is consider approval for a construction management services agreement with Riley Construction. Yes, get them close.
Oh, am I up next?
Yeah, you're up.
Oh, gotcha. Gloves, anybody? Save you a trip.
Okay, we're starting on the consideration of approval of construction management services agreement with Riley Construction for the next phase of.
Okay, I will introduce, and then I'll turn it over to Riley and to John Savinosh from Zimmerman. So in your packets, you have the Riley Construction Management Services contract, which is a new contract with them, and is similar to the one that we approved previously. And so what we're going to be asking you tonight is to award that contract to Riley for the construction management services to do phase 2A of the police building. And I'll turn it over to Eric here, and he can discuss contract and timeline, and then John can discuss any issues that you have with design. Okay?
Chief, good evening everyone. So I just wanted to run through the timeline and the design timeline, I guess, as it's been put into the packet, I believe, by the chief. So I wanted to just highlight, I guess, the three steps of board approval that we're presenting for this next phase of construction. So basically, step one of the approval process is tonight for our construction management contract, which is in your packet. And approving that here tonight would then release us onto the design activities and allow us to, complete the bidding documents, scope narratives, and scope documents that we would use to then publicly bid out the rest of the project for 2A. So I think as the chief has mentioned and is in your packets, this construction cycle is for construction phase 2A, and then it's also for replacement of the HVAC rooftop units and also the replacement of the roof itself. So that's what we're after in this phase. So after approval tonight, we start the scope documents and bidding documents. We would then move into, over the next few weeks, bidding out the mechanical, electrical, plumbing subcontracts, and also the roof replacement. Those are the priority ones that we would get out right away here over the next roughly 2 to 3 weeks for public bidding. And the reason we're accelerating those is twofold. One is because there's not as much upfront work to get the documents ready for that, for bidding those packages. And then also that those are the priority construction activities. Obviously, I'm sure the chief would vote as well that the roof is in rough shape and we want to get that replaced as soon as possible. And also that directly relates to replacement of the rooftop units. All that work goes together, and we think there's efficiencies to be gained there by bidding that all out at the same time and getting that done as soon as possible. So with that, step 2, board approval, we'll be coming back to you on April 2nd and presenting you with the bid results for the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing bids, and also the roof replacement. Recommending a low bidder for those contracts. Along with that, on April 2nd, we would be presenting the final floor plans that would be completed by Zimmerman at that time, so we can review the final floor plans for the interior part of the project for 2A. I think there's a diagram in
There's nothing.
It just shows like a square.
Okay,
And
I
then
think
another
I
square.
have another drawing with me that I could pass around. I'm sorry, I don't have I guess a better.
Is there like rooms in there?
Yeah, bear with me here. So I know this is, I think, exactly what you have in your packet. And as you indicated, it's blurry.
Yeah.
But it's a block of space within the building that we're focusing on to get the next phase of construction. And I think up at the top, what we try to do is identify the things that the chief wants to get into this space, which, bear with me, the 2 interview rooms, secure personal files, the investigator's open office, a roll call room, an IT room, evidence staging, and then the evidence staging storage, which is for weapons, narcotics, and valuables. So those are the items that we're looking to get into the next phase. So I have a better drawing, and I think what we presented last time, which
Were those the items that you referred to in the December 18th meeting that were reviewed before? Because we went over these items in terms of what was included.
yes, yep, it's the same as the last time I was here. Yeah, December sounds right.
Okay.
date?
Yes.
I want to say it was the December 18th meeting of 2017.
Yeah.
November 6th?
Yeah, it's the same.
Yes.
So it was November 6, 2017?
Yeah, I guess again, the reason it's just a kind of a block plan right now is we obviously haven't went into the full design and haven't completed the layout, so we're still, that would be the next step, to work out the efficiencies of how to fit these components into the space we have. So that's the interior piece. We can review those final plans with you at the April 2nd meeting. And then upon blessing of the plans at the April 2nd meeting, we would then go out to bid for the rest of the interior construction packages for that interior space, which would be your carpentry, flooring, paint, walls, all the other stuff on the inside. So we would bid that out basically in the month of April, and we'd come back to you for step number 3, which is May 7th. And we would again present the bid results for those packages, making recommendations. And then we'd also have a final overall construction budget update based on those bid results. So making sure everything's in line, we're within budget, and can move forward at that time. If everything's good to go, we would enter in contracts with those recommended bidders and then be starting construction probably shortly thereafter.
Like,
It's probably in May sometime, and again, the priority would be, I think, focused on the roof and the rooftop replacements. And then the interior renovations might not start till late May or June, but again, after evaluating lead time items and all that. So that's kind of an overview of what we are proposing. I'll open up for any questions.
I think what I'd like to do is just say that if you have questions that are related to the overall project and how it fits in, that should more properly be answered by the chief. There might be some of those kind of questions, and then there might be some questions particularly geared towards O'Reilly here. So with that, I open it up for questions. Trustee Rosick.
Sir, maybe this one's for the chief. Can you just remind me what the budget is? Today we're looking at the file for the RFP, is that correct? I mean, for the contract? For the
Yes, the AIA document
Okay,
that's attached, that's for the construction management services.
And the first question, I guess, would be, when we did the RFP to begin with, we did it for the whole project. I just didn't go back and look at all my files.
We just did it for the $1 million.
So this is a extension of that contract?
This is a new contract.
So did you go back out to RFP, or are we, I'm sorry, I didn't get to look at the past file. Did we approve the whole project, construction management services for the whole project through the RFP?
I don't believe so. I believe it was just the $1 million.
Okay. And then the next question is, and what's the overall budget for this phase? I mean, he ran down the list of the things. What,
$865,000 is what the village board put in the long-range plan, and what
That's in
was.
the package here,
is it?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
because that's the figure that was used when they calculated the percentage for both construction management and architectural fees,
Okay.
based on 865,000.
Okay, and do you currently have any subcontractors that could be listed in the contract, or are they all come later through the bid docs?
They would all be coming later through the public bidding process. The only contract that is within Riley's contract is with Zimmerman for their design services. That's it.
And then for liability insurance, did we state an amount that we require, or is that just standard for construction budgets?
It's standard, it's in, there's language to that effect in the AIA documents. What this is we did a lot of work up front on amending the AIA documents and adapting them specifically to the village's project with respect to the police department. And what this is for phase two, for all intents and purposes, is exactly the same as it was for phase one. But just a change in the description of the services that are being provided to reference phase two work rather than phase one work. In terms of subcontractors, I just want to be careful with that language too. Technically, they're providing management services, and all of the subcontractors, if you will, are really direct contractors of the village. Because we have a public bid process where we bid it out, and then the board makes a decision based on the lowest qualified bidder and awards that based on a board decision. It's not like we're just giving a lump sum to Riley and then saying they hire whoever they want. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that as well.
And the final question was, just in terms of, I assume it's a sole source contract for the 135, and there's probably great rationale